Good morning, everybody. It is December the 29th. I'm currently near LJ, Georgia, down here visiting the family. Loving the smell of these woods. Oh, Lord. I'm trail sick. I have been debating doing the AT again here fairly soon. Still working around that concept in my mind and with the wife and blah blah blah. We'll see what happens, but it is addicting. I still have some things to work on inside myself. Yeah. This time. Anyway, what I want to talk about today, hopefully, is the Appalachian Trail, the trail you personally should do your first long hike on. Why do I say this, or why is this a question that I pose to people? Because I think we all get narrow-minded in what we're looking for, and often what we think we're looking for is not really the right match for us. So as you know, or if you just started following me, I'm a extreme introvert. I say that with all love for myself because it's just how it is. And I thru-hiked the Appalachian Trail in 2017. I wasn't sure if the trail was going to be right for me personally. I don't think it's as easy as us saying, hey, I'm an extrovert. The AT is supposedly a social trail, so I'm going to be right at home. Or, hey, I'm an introvert, so I should go do the CDT first to get those solitude moments where I can find myself. Like, all those things don't necessarily match perfectly. If you think about it, if you're that extrovert and you're kind of wanting to value the people over the trail, if you will, or the experience, or reaching Katahdin, man, that's beautiful. But the Appalachian Trail physically is the hardest of the three, and I don't say that out of experience. I say that out of watching countless videos on the subject and understanding from personal experience on how rough the elevation profile is of the Appalachian Trail. So yes, you may find some extreme satisfaction in a social aspect, but I think a lot of those people end up off trail fairly soon because the physical aspect is so hard, they don't have time to enjoy the social aspects. Something to think about. And for you introverts who think, hey, I'm gonna find the peace and solitude that I want out here. Well, I started in February the 16th, and this was on February 16th, and this was in 2017. 3 years ago, coming up this February. There weren't many people starting in February on that year. And I could not find alone for the first 1,000 miles or more. Rarely did I share a shelter alone. The solitude just wasn't there. But what I did enjoy was the physical suffering part of the trail. So to me, that made up for the inability to find as much solitude as I wanted. So there's things to think about. If you're not in good shape, if you haven't prepared mentally, one of those other trails may be better for you to start out with. But they too, if you're going northbound on those trails, you're starting out in some desert terrain with long stretches without water. You talking about mentally draining? like that has some challenges as well. I think another aspect of why people choose the trails they do to walk first probably is because of where they live. If you're an East Coast person, you probably grew up hearing a little bit about the AT, and probably fits naturally into your thought process of, hey, kind of close to home, let me just go out and try this thing, and if I don't make it, then it'll be a cheap bus ride home. That often isn't the right answer too, because maybe the trail doesn't match you. Maybe you're looking for grand views. And this is what I loved about the AT, but I think what a lot of other people aren't crazy about the AT is because the views are often few and far between, and you have to earn every single one of them. And to me, I love that aspect. I love having to climb and crawl and huff and puff up these large mountains just to get one little rock outcropping where I can stand on and see an amazing view, step off that outcropping and go right back in the woods and start fighting for the next view. If you didn't grow up in that environment, and you might be out in California or New Mexico and you like wide expansive views, the AT may be challenging for you. It may make you feel socked in. You may not enjoy having to work hard for every view that you get. Just something else to keep in mind. If you love views, you love seeing those mountains off in the distance, CDT or the PCT may be a better fit. So again, it's all relative to you. The only reason I'll bring all this up is I just want people to think through their choice. Because I think that first trail is really important. Because I would argue if you can make that first trail, if you could through hike and accomplish that first trail, you build a confidence inside you. It doesn't matter what the other trails throw at you after that. You're going to be okay. So finding that trail that best fits you up front to do first, to find success as a through hiker or a long distance hiker, can set you up for a better experience beyond that first trail as well. All right, gotta start heading towards the house. I'd love to hear other people's thoughts. Love to hear people's thoughts on, if you've done sections of the AT, or if you through hike the whole thing, or the PCT or the CDT. People like Baskets, who's done the AT twice and the CDT one time, who just put out a great video on which one's harder. And arguably, he said the CDT is just a lot harder because of logistics. And that's obviously something you got to keep in mind. AT is really easy logistically, but if you're like me, you overplan a little bit, and it can freak you out up front. But then you realize, man, if you just lean into it and go with it, flow with the trail, everything's going to be okay. CDT and the PCT, those seem a little more, got to plan them out a little bit more. Something else to keep in mind. Last but not least, no matter which trail you choose to do first, the one basic rule doesn't change. You just got to keep pushing. There's going to be days that suck. There's going to be days that have unimaginable beauty. In those days of beauty, if you ask anybody who's through hiked, they will tell you that those days of suffering were all easily worth the few days of beauty that you had. Yeah, can't wait to do it again. All right, y'all. Hope all of y'all have a happy new year. Hope you got big plans. Whether big plans to you means going out and partying or sitting in the living room with your family, 2020 is going to be a big year. Let's go get it. Deuces, y'all.